Sashi Vila Bingshi Nende Tempadi Sangye Shindu Hite Yoargi Johunamda Shingla Juparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnirayami
Sangye Shridam
Sanki Chonam La Changchu Padu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chenyen Gipe Sonam Ki Dola Penchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chedan Sorgi Chonam La Changchu Padu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chenyen Gipe Sonam Ki Nola Penchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chedang Sogi Chonam La Chanchu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chenyen Gipe Sanam Ki Nola Penchir Sangye Druparsho Shmogity Dogity.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
So, homework. So, number one, according to Jason Kappa and Fearless Blade, what is the literal meaning of the term kunshi?
Basis for all.
Foundations of
no, but it's
all.
what
Foundation of all.
Says Stanley.
no, it's what we focus on and think of as me, or it's what
Why is it called kunshi?
Oh, Semchen Kun.
yeah,
Because all sentient beings
see it
rely
as themselves.
on it as the thing that they look at, or something like
I
that.
think it's the thing that they see themselves to be. They see themselves as.
It's the storehouse for seeds.
Definitely Semchen Kun.
Yeah, it was Sentenkun.
Yeah, it's all sentient beings.
I'm trying to remember the she.
Didn't we work in Yuni somehow?
Yes. That's
No.
Dr. Zimbishi, right? Doc Zimbishi.
Doc.
That's the thing they hold us to solve. That's what he's been saying, but he wasn't satisfied with that answer.
All beings hold it to be a
He
self.
doesn't like that answer?
It's what people think is self.
Foundation of the
Yes,
problems
right?
of all people?
Oh, did you hear what she said?
Kansaki Doc.
Kansaki Dhamma.
Something like that. All beings.
No, not Doc Man. It's a Kansaki
The
Doc.
word's just as confused about it as we are.
I'm still. The whole book is like that, but
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It's gonna get worse.
promising.
it's something like it's what, instead of it usually being it's the basis of all things, this time it's saying, Jason Kappa is saying, like, or Fearless Blade is interpreting Jason Kappa as saying it is the basis of all beings, like Semchen Kun, something like that.
I think that they zin it to be, but I don't think that even this school. I don't know. Would this school say that it is?
The basis which all beings hold to be self.
Well, if it's a place where all karmas are held, it would be the place where all negativity is.
Is that picture of
Well, I mean, you've
Foundation
got
of all that's negative.
you've also got a Nyenyi, so you got another place to put.
Well, what'd you put as your answer word?
Yeah.
I didn't have one.
Oh. Strategic. He's like, so anyway, this is.
That's why the
Take it to the debate.
Always scope out both exits of the room.
This is what they
Big debate in
said.
the monastery.
This is what they said.
Okay.
Dr. Ni Sin Nzinpa.
Where's that? Can you put the cursor there? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Took a lot.
Konam Shady.
So we'll go over it.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sure. 20 times.
Okay. This one's a little easier. According to the smaller capacity teachings, what does the remainder in terms of nirvana refer to? And what is the order of nirvana with remainder and without remainder? And then same question for the greater capacity teachings.
With the lower school, remainder means the body.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pemrick.
of body,
Oh,
physical matter.
the awareness and the particulate matter.
Yeah, the physical and mental parts of you. Pemrik Ginchepa. Discontinued. Okay.
Discontinued.
And first you get rid of that one. First, in the lower way, Tekmen, first you get rid of the body and mind.
No, which one do you achieve
So,
first?
so it's nirvana with
With remainder or without
With
remainder?
remainder
With
first
remainder.
and then without.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, and now
The
greater.
opposite for the greater way.
Okay, what is the remainder?
Yeah.
Oh.
Confused. I missed that.
In the greater way?
Yeah.
In which way?
Great.
Yeah, in the greater way.
You
Yeah,
have
in the
to say
greater way.
it's
Techen.
Nabatop without the sa.
You could say that.
The thoughts.
You could say Ninanki.
So she was-
Ninang, or, you know, the discrepancy or seeing things the wrong way. Which is stopped by,
I mean, come
Perception.
on.
Receiving
I know.
emptiness?
well, the direct perception
It's
emptiness.
stopped.
Numerous.
So while
Success.
when you see emptiness directly, according to the higher school, you achieve nirvana without remainder.
First.
You don't have a remainder. Yeah, first. And then it returns when you come out of
Out
it.
of the dark
Right.
perception.
Then you come back to with remainder.
Right. That's almost misleading because it does also come later, and then later, and then later.
Yeah, that's true. You alternate.
But the first instance of it, I guess.
No, I think they would say anyone, but I don't know because it's kind of normally they talk about Tolam Parchin Melam, but you're not in Arhat at that point by any measure. So let's leave it.
All right. good enough.
Okay.
Okay. And what does the term diamond-like concentration refer to? And when? Excuse me. When does this occur?
The wind.
What is
The
it?
moment of achieving
Similar
enlightenment.
to a diamond up here.
You achieve enlightenment through this diamond light.
The big question is it a meditation that you go into under the Bodhi tree,
Right.
and then 10 minutes later you become a Buddha, or is it equivalent to Buddhahood?
It sounded like it was like the one that happened while you're becoming the process of becoming a Buddha.
The previous one.
Actually, it's the second one. According to the author we used, he considers it equivalent to Buddhahood. You go into diamond-like meditation means you go into your enlightenment.
Okay.
Okay.
But it is.
So it's not something you go into and then 10 minutes later you become enlightened.
It's
According to our author. And I think it's correct.
That is what you
Yeah.
flip over.
According to the footnote we used.
Yeah, I think it's correct.
Okay.
Dorje Tabu.
Tabu
Tabu.
Tingenzin. Dorje
Our
Tabu.
first term.
It's a you go Dorje Tabu Tingenzin. It's very famous. Dorje Tabu Tingenzin.
What's that mean?
Diamond light concentration.
Yes.
Diamond like it.
Diamond-like meditation.
And Wang Duche, do you remember? Yeah. Good.
According to.
According to.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. And Jangchuk Topa.
Topa didn't achieve enlightenment.
That's what I thought, but it's not.
Yeah, you would
And
think.
Geshe asked me to
That's
check
not what
It
it
this.
wouldn't be on here if it was that.
That's not the power of the existence.
Huh? Chanchu
I
Matopa?
remember when that
Yeah.
happened in the text.
Because in the text it was a wa or a ba, and it is ba. You asked me.
Oh yeah, it can't be a wa. Yeah, no one ever said Tobwa.
This is
Yeah.
to attain enlightenment.
By the way, I looked up Dorje Tabu Tingenzin in the Sanskrit.
But this is
Here's the Sanskrit for Dorje Tabu Tingenzin is Vajropama, which means Vajra Upama Samadhi.
Cool.
Vajra means Dorje, Upama means similar to Upama,
Chandra.
and then it becomes Vajropama, yeah. Samadhi. Okay.
What's going on with Sama and Matopa? If this is Jangchub Matopa, is
Without achieving Buddhahood,
we're saying that it doesn't mean without it. This is our problem.
Yeah.
it does mean didn't achieve.
Until I attain.
Oh, that's par. That's par.
Yeah.
Then what's
Yeah.
the ma doing in.
Mato par means until I attain.
Oh,
Yeah. Because in Tibetan you say, until I don't come to your house, I won't see you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
While I don't come to your house, I won't see you. Meaning, until I do come to your house, I won't see you.
Right.
So in Tibetan, you say, as long as I don't come to your house, I won't see you.
That's interesting.
Okay. So
Matopar,
until I don't
achieve. Yeah, which means until I achieve.
So,
But that's par.
How
Yes,
strange.
okay.
that's a different
So it
word.
is pa now.
So I'm not.
That's par. You can say matopar.
So which
So
one's
should I
on the
say?
text?
That's the thing. The text was in error. That's why it was an issue. It said Jangchub Ma Top Wa, which we knew was.
It should be a BAR.
As I remember, it was no, it was PAR.
Oh,
It was
that
PAR.
can also mean until.
It was.
Yeah, I think so. Never mind, that was a different text. Okay, I'm getting my text confused.
Oh, it is part.
Yeah, now what I was trying to say was BAR here would be acceptable,
Right.
and it would almost be better. Matopar, until such time as you achieve.
Right.
You see?
So what does the par mean? Could that also mean until?
I will not move from this seat until I achieve Buddhahood. So you could say matopar without having achieved Buddhahood,
I'm not moving.
or matopar until I achieve. You see what I mean? And par would almost be more. And I bet if you search the Kangyo, you'll find both.
I see.
Okay. Because I'm sure this is recounted more than once.
Sure.
You want to check?
I'm on it.
To move. Q.
Probably I want to check.
Which one should I do?
For part, only so.
I mean, type in the whole first part without the PAR.
Right. Jangchub Ma Top.
Type in the third line without the PAR.
Or
You do the P.
Without the part.
No,
do the part.
just do it without the last
She's doing
syllable.
one, the other.
I mean, do it without the last
Oh,
syllable.
that's not crazy.
You'll hit them all. And by the way, because this is in a Sumbum text, it could be misquoted altogether anyway. I'm saying you may not find anything.
I didn't find the line at all when I looked through the whole.
Yeah, okay, sorry about that.
When I looked, but
Then you have to be good at looking for pieces.
that's why I looked for just the Jangchub Ma
I got a
Top.
BAR.
Like you could just look up Kamkyang or something. You see, even if I dry out. Or Kamnir Kyang. Or Rupa Pakpa. You see, you take
Yeah.
little pieces like that.
Right, especially
They're
the weird
mostly
ones.
BARs, yeah.
There's no.
In the Sumbum, right?
I'm looking in the Kongir.
Great.
And
So my prediction was correct.
they're mostly BARs.
Until then,
There's Jangchub.
It would make more sense as
Are you
BAR.
just starting with John?
But PAR is acceptable.
Jangchub Ma Top.
Yeah, but
So
that
in
just
Par.
there are
that could
no
also just
bars.
mean-
By the way, Matopar means Matope Pardu.
Yeah. Mostly bars.
Matope Pardu. Okay, it's an abbreviation
Bar,
for Matope Pardu.
Jangchub.
Okay? Well, let's go. We're spending too much time on this, and your text is hard, and we need to travel. Are you done with your homework?
yep,
All right. Thank you for your homework.
Yeah, no. Tibetan words?
Glad to be here.
Oh, that
We did
was-
it.
that was
Tibetan words.
That was just such a thing.
That was just such a thing.
Okay. Focus. We are on the part in Jetsun Kappa where he describes when does it stop. Okay, when does kunchi stop? And he said it goes on part du gyunmi che du juk. It continues without interruption until then lower way people say something and higher way people say something. Lower way people say it cuts off when you achieve nirvana without remainder, right?
Alright.
That's lower school. Higher school, it cuts off when your
you
Dorji Tabu Tingenzin starts, which is another reason why that must be Buddhahood. Otherwise, if you spend 10 minutes in the diamond light meditation and then achieve Buddhahood, you still should have your kunshi.
But isn't this argument very strange because people of the lower way wouldn't accept a kunchi?
Yeah, I mean it's all Takpa Tasungi Rikpa, which means it's all theoretical.
Theoretical. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you learn more about the lower school by him saying that. Okay, now we're on to the new part.
Okay.
Plain words got the. I don't know. You're the stewardess. Go.
okay. From where? Oh, de. From the top there.
Not day.
Te.
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 I thought that's what I said.
Yeah.
You said day.
Okay.
It's not an English D. When I don't have to say that anymore, I'm going to be in Nirvana without remainder. Te.
Te ne ndokte.
Good.
Te situ sakche sakme pi bakchak sam sabin chi ritenzin la te ne dei tengi bakchak ngak gu tamche gat se gu ba tamche separan yurwe chiro.
Good. This is a very interesting section for us. Okay. That ought to wake those people up outside. We have to tie it to the last part of the last thing. Okay. Gyunmiche du juk ching. It goes on without interruption. And now we go to the next line. This dene is important. And then, okay, it goes on until you go into your enlightenment, or it goes on until you lose your body and mind, discontinued. And then, okay, now he's got it. And then, dene, they sidu, for that, this sidu means length of time. Sorry, okay, especially Sugang, because you have Sipe Korlo, Wheel of Life. So this sidu means for that long. Okay, up until that moment, it holds bakchaks and sabans.
Seeds and the potential habituations.
So in his text, we're going to have to distinguish between them.
Yeah.
Because the author does. Okay.
Is that some bakchak? Or is that some and or?
Or.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, stop that.
You can tell them to stop asking me that. Say cancel and then say
manually check.
cancel this. Manually check.
Actually, I wanted to do that.
All right. Well, then stop your complaining.
One or the other.
Okay. For that long, it holds the seeds.
Rington?
No, zin, saban zin, or bakchak zin. Bakchak sam saban zin. Who's holding the seeds?
Kunshi?
Good, the kunshi. It retains. It stores. It's a refrigerator, right? It stores. Okay, up until then, until the discontinuation, either school, it holds the seeds, whether they be sakche or sangme.
Pure or impure.
Whether they're pure or impure, it holds. Nowadays, I'm kind of doing deep seeds for bakchak and seeds for saban, but here it would sound stupid. I don't know.
Deep seeds and seeds.
So your problem. But it's. There's only a few texts where the author tries to differentiate between bakchak and saban.
This one was one of them, right?
This is one of them. Yeah. So whether it's the bakchaks or whether it's the sabans, chirik means whichever it may be. Chirik, whichever it may be. That means he believes there's a difference.
It's like Vasana and Sanskara.
It is like Vasana and Sanskara. I don't know if you look it up, it may not be that, but in general, it's like, you could try to do between link 2 and link 10.
Yeah. It might not be.
It might not be that. Yeah, it might not be that. Now the next sentence is really sexy. And then, all the bakchaks which are laying on top of the kunshi, in the kunshi, all the bakchaks in the kunshi, all the seeds in the kunshi, which are supposed to stop. And all the ones that are supposed to open.
Chigat. Stop.
Cool?
Say.
So that gets weird. That's like denies the third law of karma or fourth law of karma.
Yeah.
Chisupa mayan cannot just go away.
Unless you reach enlightenment.
Yeah, but here, that's a very interesting sentence to me, okay? Until that moment, it retains those deep seeds and other seeds. And then at that moment, the seeds that were in it, well, those that are supposed to stop. And those that are supposed to open.
Well, how do you differentiate between?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a pretty weird statement. So, by the way, sepa, here's the bakchak sepa
Right.
that we always talk about.
Yeah.
You see?
And it's especially nowadays in the monastery, they will refer to chukus, rinpoches. And normally they're really bad boys until they hit like 20, and then suddenly bakchak sepa. And I believe that's true with the Sipa Lendum Boa, with a 7-time Arya. You know, they will have a pretty normal childhood. They'll always have a teacher around, nearby, close, in the same house. And then they will, suddenly their bakchak will sepa and they'll remember everything, okay? And somebody else's text talks about it. A sage's text is going to talk about that process. Okay. Sega patante sepa gyur will ripen. Okay, open. So sepa kind of means open. Okay, bakchak sepa. Got it? That's kind of cool. All right.
So you can look at G42 for how you use sabun and bakchak in the same.
Oh yeah. What did we call it?
What do you call
Potentiality.
sabun, propensities, and
Oh, that's not bad.
seeds?
That's not bad.
Sometimes you call
Propensity
bakchak
and seed is not bad. In fact, I might prefer to do it that way.
Maybe we should.
Can you say which is which again?
Bakchak, propensity, sabun, seed.
Other way around.
Yikes.
Propensity.
I want to ask what kind of seal stop, what kind of seal
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't
That's
know.
a-
But maybe all the good ones will open
Yeah.
and all the bad ones will stop.
And then it's
He didn't say. He didn't say.
三师兄可能是对立的、无名的跟停止。
according to the 30 verses on my only that all those ignorances will all stop.
That's possible. It's possible.
Can you repeat
Yeah.
the English translation of bakchak and sabun?
We don't know.
we're
If we say propensity for bakchak and if we say seed for sabun, I will feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because in colloquial Tibetan, sabun, which is often abbreviated to
Sun.
sun, always means seed. It always means a fruit tree seed. Or all seeds are called sun. So I would feel more comfortable if we call bakchak propensity and sabun seed. Also, chak means to form in a deep level. You see, bak du chapa. You see, it's really kind of like deeper thing. And I've been translating it as deeper seeds nowadays. But if I had it next to sabun, I would say propensity and seed. Okay?
Probably.
Would you say karmic propensity?
Especially because we had not really. Then you get into the question if Buddhists have them or not, you know, because they don't have karma. Okay, now we reach part 2.
Eka bija.
All right, down here, Nipa La Sum. We reached part 2, and it's one of those cases where I can out-talk you. Louder. It's one of those cases where,
You got to go way back.
yeah, he doesn't say what's number 2.
Yeah.
Now we reached part 2, and do not translate it that way. Help your reader, especially if it was 50 pages ago. So it's your responsibility to go backwards and find it. And the way to do it is to go backwards to the Dumbos. Why? Why don't go back to the Nipa?
Because this is in Nipa.
Well, there might be 3, there might be 4. You see?
Oh, right.
Okay, he maybe didn't say this has 2 divisions. Maybe he said this has 3 divisions.
Was he saying 2 of 3?
Now he's just saying there's 3 parts to the
3
second.
parts to 2, right.
But he doesn't tell you what's the second.
Uh-huh.
This is typical in a scripture.
Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to go back and find it. And in about 5% of the cases, you'll go back and find that he never mentioned 2. They lose their own outline sometimes. Okay.
More important things to think about.
Okay. All right, so I went back and got it for him.
Thank you.
I cut it out and put it here. You're not going to put it here, but you'll use it, okay? You'll say second, which is blah, blah, is blah blah. Okay. And by the way, we are at a major juncture in this text. We have survived the part 1, which is not a small thing. This text is extremely difficult, and it gets harder. Okay, now we're on to part 2, which is what? The chenyi of the Bratemba, which is the Sabanki Kunshi.
The definition of the stuff that rests upon the
Good.
pen.
Good. Which he calls kunchi in the aspect of seeds. Kunchi looked at from the viewpoint of seeds in the kunchi. So it's still part of kunchi. Okay, got it? So kunchi has 2 parts. The foundation and what rests upon the foundation, even though the whole thing is... Okay, got it? So it's the refrigerator with the food, even though it's called refrigerator consciousness.
Right. Yeah, and then the bottom part just had the stinky seeds. I'm just trying to refresh on that.
No, the bottom part is waiting for some seeds to be impressed upon it.
Yeah, I thought it had the stinky
No,
seeds also.
no.
The two.
Okay,
two
no,
nasty ones.
no. Well, yeah, part of its definition is that it focuses on those,
Okay.
which doesn't mean it focuses on those. Okay. Which is, okay, anyway, we got to the seed part of the refrigerator. We got to the food in the refrigerator, which means for him, the refrigerator is finished. He feels he covered it. What was the last thing he talked about the refrigerator?
The 3 shelves?
What did we just talk about?
About nirvana with and without.
When is it going to
When
stop?
does it stop?
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the whole thing.
Right.
Because he mentioned the sabans and the... Okay, so now he says, now I promised you I would talk about where the seeds are planted, and then I would talk about the seeds which are planted. And now we reach the seeds which are planted, which is kind of sexy. It's kind of cool. He's going to have a separate presentation on the seeds that are planted, and he finished the place where the seeds are planted. Okay, got it? All right. Let's do the pieces of the root text verse, which is incomprehensible. Okay, no one could ever understand it without a commentary. Okay, it's probably one of his hardest. Maybe it is his hardest work. Okay, because there's no reference points. He just made a poem to. It was almost like he wanted to remember some points himself. It's like idioms that are.
He says that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like,
Tonkapa. And he's like, yeah, it's just for me. It's my abbreviated, it's the stuff I wrote on the note card when I gave the talk. Okay. And it's like that. It's totally, okay. All right, so go to the pieces word. Well, read it first.
okay. Tempa sabin kunshi ni.
Nice. He's doing pop, 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 pop. This is normal.
Kor jepe goshila.
Good.
Kakla mundu chokpetse
Yeah.
shakpe nupao.
Yeah, it's supposed to be shape nippo. And again, in his poem, it's such short notes, he's cutting lines in half. So we're not numbering his text by verse. His text we're numbering by verse. Nagarjuna put 4-line verses, shloka, in Sanskrit shloka. They are discrete verses. These are just lecture notes, and they go for 1.5 lines, or they go for half a line and then a quarter line. So we decided to number them this way. This is really only 3.5 lines. Okay? Okay. Who's got the plane? Read 2 paragraphs, please.
Did we finish translating? Are we going to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do pieces.
Yeah, please.
Temba?
The thing that rests on the base.
Yeah, the food in the refrigerator. Saban?
Seeds.
Kunchi?
Foundation consciousness.
Foundation consciousness in the form of seeds. Got it? Okay, it's not Saban Dang Kunchi. It's Saban Tu Kyurpe. Sorry. Yeah, Saban Tu Kyurpe Kunchi. Foundation consciousness in the form of seeds. Okay, got it? So don't treat it as a separate thing.
Well, it's Saban Kunchi according to the commentary.
Yeah, that's fine. kunchi in the form of sabun. Okay? Then this goa, we had bus goa in the nuns' vows.
Right.
I remember seeing that.
Gaya.
We had it yesterday.
It was a long time ago.
Yesterday.
I'll keep giving you pieces. You ready?
To push?
Kenmu goa. Kenmo ki goa.
So that the abbot can make
Good. Yeah. The lady abbess told you to listen to the super soul.
And you still.
Huh?
The monk that was confessing?
Yeah, he was begging, asking for forgiveness. Super soul. It's not a shakpa. It's a different ceremony. Super soul. Ask forgiveness. What kind of monk?
One who...
Yeah, he was already expelled. Okay.
And you were alone.
Bad monk.
Yeah, David Saman Kushini. Goa chepe.
What
So,
does this
but
goa
this goa means to plant a seed. Okay, and it means to infect. Okay, gune means an infectious disease. Gune, spread by infection, spread by contact. It's gune. Yeah. So goa means literally it means to infect, or if you wrap your clothes in garlic. Seriously, and then you throw the garlic out.
Permeate.
The garlic smell go out the clothes.
We had this goal earlier as
Probably.
far as what the bok choks, the seeds do
So-
to the kunchi, right?
Yeah. So
infuse.
it's this thing in DCI language.
Yeah.
Okay, goa.
Upon
Yeah, to impress a seed into the kunchi. Okay, how you plant? I guess we'll call it plant for now. Okay, so goa chepa. What's goshi mean?
The thing you're saying.
Yeah,
Where
good.
the seeds are planted.
The kunchi part of the kunchi.
Right.
The kunchi part of the kunchi. The foundation, the refrigerator. As opposed to the
the
seed.
can as opposed to the brick can.
Yeah, okay. Goa chepe. Goshila. Gakla ngundu chopa. So ngundu chopa is a idiom in Tibetan, and it means about to blank. About just going into blank. And then whatever verb comes before it.
Gak.
In this case.
So going out of existence. Okay? Approaching their end. You can say approaching, ngundu chopa. Approaching their end. As they are approaching their end, they impart an energy to the kunchi.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so the action, the karma, imparts an energy to the kunchi,
Cool.
and that's a bakchat.
And this is just exactly
Okay,
what taught us in the course.
the energy which is imparted to the kunchi by the action you did, and largely by your perception of the action that you did, by watching your hand open with the $100 bill. That awareness of your hand opening with the $100 bill, as it gakbangun de chopa.
As it's about to stop.
Right.
Yeah, as that image is about to stop, it imparts its energy to the kunchi. And then this goes away. The thumb disappears. It transfers its energy to the kunchi, and then in the transferring, it disappears. It's because as it approaches its ending, it transfers its energy to the kunchi. Okay, got it?
The it here being,
Sorry?
the it being.
No, listen. It's not a seed yet. The perception of me opening my hand with the $100 bill.
Okay.
Okay, my perception of my hand opening approaches its end, and as it dies, it passes off the baton.
Wow.
Here, you become a seed, okay? You stay in the kunchi, I'm leaving. Okay? So the perception of my hand opening hits the kunchi, and in that moment, it's like, you make a seed, okay? I'm dying. Okay, got it? Really, it's like that. Got it? And there's this very beautiful image of Ngundu Chopa. It's approaching, it's last gasp. and then the kunshi goes boop, and there's a seed in the kunshi, and then he dies. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And the tse.
Oh, sorry.
What that tse
At that time.
As it approaches
yeah.
as it approaches its death,
Right.
it transfers shakpa.
Yeah.
It puts its power into the kunshi.
Cool.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
It gets worse. Okay.
Oh, that's not bad. That's the easiest we've had yet.
Nipalasun. Go ahead.
Nipalasun ngo yewa chundun no.
Good.
Okay. So we're gonna have to.
So nipa means what?
Second.
Duh.
This.
I want to know what it is.
What is it referring to?
Yeah.
That's not what you asked. The second part in the Britain.
No, now we're reaching the Britain.
Oh no. Oh, secondly, the Britain.
The division of the kunchi, which is the Britain.
Yeah.
That you have to say it that way.
Yeah. Which is
The division of this consciousness, which is what's planted in this consciousness, because we already talked about where it's planted. We finished that. We finished the place where the seeds are planted. Now we're talking about the seeds planted in it, but the word kunchi refers to both. And that's the important thing. Okay, got it? It's confusing.
Talk about what rests on the basin.
Yeah, what's the food in the refrigerator? We finished with the refrigerator, but they're both called the refrigerator. Okay, that's a little confusing.
a little bit.
Could you say something like now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you make it smooth. Okay, 3 parts to the seeds. What?
The essence.
Yeah, or what's their nature? Here you say nature.
Okay, their nature.
What's their nature? What are their
Divisions.
divisions and children?
How they show themselves. How they emanate.
The
Nagarjuna
Extensions.
wrote 6 books.
Extensions, but I'm trying to see how it relates here.
I know I said.
Yeah, it means subjects which are ancillary to this subject.
Oh, and so.
Oh.
Okay, things which, subjects which branch off from this subject.
Oh, so just
Okay,
ancillary
branch off
things.
subjects.
Oh.
Yeah. And literally it means, we have a thing called sucker in the rose business.
Yeah.
The rose goes like this, it splits, you get roses here, and then very often
Right.
a branch will start underground
Suckers, yeah.
and come out, and they're useless. They don't produce good flowers. You break them off.
Become suckers.
That's a trip. That's a trippa.
Yeah, true.
Okay, it's like a secondary
Fruit tree.
subject which is suggested by the main subject.
Right. Right.
Okay, good.
Like
Okay.
related issues or related topics.
Something like that.
Okay, here we go. Who's gonna read this?
He's right.
Oh, sorry. Who's got the plane? You got the plane? He's got that.
The plane,
thing.
boss. The plane.
Seems like some religious thing, doesn't it? I bless you.
I have the eye.
Your blue angel.
Don't drive like that.
당본이 템파 사ben기 군시니 강시나
Not gang. Kong. Make this vibrate. Kong.
강시나 강기 꼬알제파 숙둔 콜체 기 강라 꼬알 자웨 시군시 남실라.
Okay, this is really hard. Okay, here's the first one, which is the definition, right? What's the nature of this part of the kunshi? By the way, I wouldn't underline spaces. Okay, so I'm not going to take them out. You take them out. Okay, I wouldn't underline spaces.
Where are the
Right here.
Well,
I think you used to have it underlined, and I told you to change it.
Oh,
Yeah, so don't try to reflect spaces in the root text or something. Like, don't bother.
no,
They're generally getting bold anyway.
it was just an accent.
Yeah, but it was just an accent. But yeah, and then it's okay to bold the comma, which is correct, but don't bold the spaces.
Gotcha.
Okay, all right. Temba sambaki kunshini.
Hold the spaces.
Like here, or I don't know.
after a comma.
Like here. Don't try to. Like here.
As you can tell.
Don't try to bold.
So you're the only one holding.
Don't try to indicate the space. Okay. Okay, take it out. Yeah, okay. Tenba Sabangi Kunshi ni. What is the kunshi in terms of the seed which rests on it, which is considered part of the kunshi?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about kunshi in terms of the seed part of the kunshi.
Yeah.
Got it? So I keep drilling that into you.
Yep.
Okay. Kang Shena. Well, what is that? What is the seed part? First you take the thing it is which does the planting. Okay? Which is not the seeds.
Right.
It's the perception of your hand opening with the $100, which is a consciousness. Okay? Which is an awareness.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're not talking about the seeds yet.
Yeah.
Kanki, what is it that plants the seeds? It's the awareness of the hand opening.
Yeah.
Or it's listening to yourself yell at your kids. Okay?
Yeah.
It's in DCI language, it's okay? It's your thumb. We're not to seeds yet. We're talking about the goer chepa. We're talking about the goer. Okay? Chepa means the one who does the planting. Okay? What is the planter? So Kappa doesn't say. It's supplied by our author. And he calls it Sokdun.
Seven.
Namshe Tsokdun.
Seven previous consciousnesses in the life.
The 7 states of consciousness.
Knowledge.
7 states of consciousness. But the mind only has 8.
Right.
And everybody else has 6. What the?
Fortunately, Geshe
Well, if
Michael
you've got
wrote it
8,
right.
then it's not the
It took me a long time to figure it out.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it can't be the kunchi. Because it's what pushes into the kunchi. I mean, it took me like an hour to figure this out. Or maybe 3 days. But,
I wouldn't be surprised if they said the Kunchi was.
yeah, now, doesn't kunchi make its own seeds?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of leave.
By looking at the 2 seeds of ignorance. Or something. I
Because
mean,
the pretend and the written, like, aren't they interacting?
They're all technicalities.
I mean, I think you could have a big debate about whether kunchi plants stuff in the kunchi.
Right.
But he didn't say that. He said the 7. I searched uncatalogued data. That's how you know a person is serious. I searched the uncatalogued data. I searched the Kyanggyur, Tengyur, Sumbum. Nobody says what they are. So I think we just have to say they are the 6 consciousness plus Nyunyi. Plus negative emotion mind. Negative emotion mind. Because they're acting towards number 8.
Oh, so should he put a footnote that's like, we think this is what it is?
I don't know. I hate to wimp out. I don't think kunchi can be here as the presser of seeds into kunchi.
Yeah, disagree.
Although technically I think it's possible. But I don't think it's what he's talking about. I think our author is talking about. By the way, Namshe Tsok Druk is extremely common. You can do a statistical. You do Namshe Tsok Dun. You do Namshe Tsok Druk. Okay. Got it?
We have 3 minutes.
Oh. No, okay, so hang with me. The planter is your awareness of your hand opening. Okay? The planter is your awareness of the things you say to your kids that later become your fanto husband. Okay? It's the awareness. So in his commentary, he's saying the planter is your awareness of what you're doing. Okay? Plus, korche.
It's a
All of it,
tendance.
everything.
Yeah, which normally attendance is a code word for
The other mental functions?
the mental functions, because namshe is sosem,
Main mind.
main mind. Consciousness, the 7 consciousness are main mind, big mind. And then you have little parts going on: anger, desire, hatred, attention, memory, wisdom. Okay, so he says they also plant. Got it?
Yep.
So you're looking at the money with happiness. That's a separate feeling inside the mind. That's also planting. Okay, so korche means along with its
retinue of
ancillary or whatever. Okay, the king and his circle. The king and his circle. Kor means circle. Okay, so it's very cool if you understand what's being said here. The happiness you feel is also planting a seed.
Yeah.
But the perception, the hand opening, also plants it. By the way, it's not happiness. It's
Feelings.
no. It's in that case, it's generosity. It's a feeling of generosity. The giver, the person handing the $100 bill, is aware of their hand opening, but they're also aware of a feeling of joy or sharing or. Okay, and that also plants its own seeds. That also plants its own seeds as it approaches its destruction.
Yeah.
And then it passes off the energy to the kunchi. Got it? Very cool. Okay, let's finish
We actually have
this.
6 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
In other words,
5:30, how many do you have?
Oh, 136.
Now, having discussed the Gor Chepa, which is the planter,
Yeah.
now we talk about the plantee,
Okay.
where it plants its seeds.
Gee.
Ki, by that planter,
By that planter.
Kangla Gower Chawe Shi, the place where it plants its seeds, the place where it plants its seeds is the Kunchi Namshe.
Okay.
Okay, it's the consciousness part of the Kunchi.
This makes it seem
He
like
could have said Kunchi, but
right.
it wouldn't have been as clear.
Right.
Because now we got two kunchis, two halves of kunchi. We got Saben kunchi and we got Namshe kunchi.
Right. And also
Okay,
emphasize.
so the Saben kunchi plants the seeds into the Namshe kunchi.
Right. Sounds great.
Okay, got it?
Seems pretty clean. I don't think
Got it?
that's a footnote.
Yeah.
It seems like he's emphasizing your point.
Yeah, and then it,
Well, I think this we should footnote the 7
yeah.
because it's kind of mean never to tell someone what they are, and no one in history did.
Okay.
We'll be the first. Okay, go. And I'm gonna cut it here. Okay.
Go.
Just to make things. By the way, when you're lost, when you can't figure it out, split it. Just split the goddamn thing. And handle the 4 syllables. And if you get the 4 syllables, then move on. Okay. Go ahead. You got the plane, Adam.
Goje rangi got pala mundu chopete.
Translate.
That the action of the stainer
Goche.
As something.
As something's been planted.
Yeah, the stain
Go
is
chepa.
what's gonna
Oh,
go
the thing
at
that's planted.
that
the
moment.
The planter.
Yeah.
The goche.
Oh,
The
planter,
planter.
Yeah.
Rangi himself,
herself. It's
as he got Palangundu Chopa,
Right.
As
Right.
As he
As that perception is ending.
good, yeah.
That perception.
As the perception of your hand opening is dying, it imparts its energy to the kunshi.
Right.
Okay, got it? Okay, got it?
That is him staining.
What's the nature of the goche? It's a consciousness, always, right?
Yeah.
Sokdun.
No.
Good.
Yeah. Right.
Or
Right. Or it's retinue.
yeah, or the feelings you're having, other feelings you're having. They also plant their own seed, which is why you can enhance your karma with kunlong,
Right.
dushe, and nyomo.
Yeah. The motivation.
Right? Those are core. Those are core. We just had it in the DCI class. There's 3 ways to enhance your karma. It's not enough just to be aware of touching the door
Right.
at the nursing home.
Right.
Okay? The core can enhance the karma. The seed can be planted stronger. Okay,
Some
got
things
it?
don't have consciousness, right? Then feelings are
They are not consciousness.
consciousness. They're meant
They are not main consciousness. Sosem.
Whoa, nice fix.
Sosem. Sosem. They are aware.
They are.
Yeah. Well, that's a debate. Maybe we can say, as in Stanley's text, they are aware by association.
That's the big question.
Okay, anyway.
So my feelings.
Now, as the planter, what?
I was just wondering, what are the 3 things you could use to enhance the karma?
Kunlong, dushe, nyomo. Motivation, feeling,
affliction you have when you do it.
strong feelings, and your conception of the situation or the person you're giving it to. Okay? You okay? Are you sick?
No, it's just
Okay. All right.
Candy.
sour candy to wear.
Very, very sour, I'm sure.
Keep going.
Yeah, go. This gets harder.
Okay. Shape igeme
Listen.
Chuck the gift.
lungmaten chiriki bakchak chi sukhen thang traine minpa le ringtra chima chi mendrup rungi nupate.
I don't remember Shak.
I'm gonna, okay, because it's hard. I'm gonna split it again. Okay. I don't think in the end we want to split this sentence up, but I'm just trying to make it more digestible. Okay. So Shakbe, what is it that dying consciousness plants? Okay, or imparts. Shak meaning what is it? What egg does it leave in the kunshi?
Was Shak in the word text?
Yeah. It is here.
Gay.
Here, Shakbe Nupa.
Oh, look at
And what it means is the power which is imparted or dropped off in the kunshi consciousness. So Shakpa means dropped off, like a kid dropped off at school.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the mom dies. Okay.
Let's use
No,
that.
I'm just saying. Okay, so the dropped off, what's dropped off? A bakchak.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's gonna be of whatever type it may be. Gay, migay, lungmatan. And this is where all your texts start to marry each other, and it's so exciting. It's so cool. Because this morning we had Sugang, so now you know what this is.
Chirik, any of those types.
Yeah, whichever it may be.
Okay.
Chirik. Good karma, bad karma, or neutral karma. Okay? Well, how do you define that karma? And he gives a positive. He says that bakchak you can also call nupa. The potential. The potential. Okay? So this is in a positive. Bakchak is being equated to nupa.
Ability.
The potential which is planted in the kunshi.
Which
Okay.
is right next to the word.
Okay. What's that? How do you define that potential? Okay. It's something which could chisu later on.
Okay.
It's something. Now he's defining the potential. In a way, he's defining saban. He's defining karmic seed. Okay, what is karmic seed? It's a potential. How do you describe it? Well, later on, Kyandam Chena, if it meets the proper conditions, and it's the Che from Sugang's text that we had yesterday, and we're going to talk about it today in my DCI class.
Ripen into something of
Because it's disembodied karma triggers. Okay, if it touches the right conditions, if it makes contact with the right conditions, like water, fertilizer, sunlight, okay, if it meets the right conditions, it will mimba.
Ripen into something of a similar type.
Yeah, ripen into something of a similar type. Okay, if it's sweet, sweet. If it's sour, sour. If it's neutral, neutral.
Yeah.
Cool. And he almost defines bakchak. It's a potential. What? That could ripen later. Into what? Something of a similar type. Okay. Rangi ringda chima. Okay.
2 minutes.
Rangi ringda chima. Say rangi ringda chima. Yeah, into something of its own type.
Cool.
Into something later of its own type. Chima.
It's suitable to. I mean, it's.
Sorry.
It's
Which can?
Suitable to.
Which can?
All right.
Yeah, able to.
Which is able to. Yeah. He didn't. He could have said nupe nupa.
Right.
But it would be weird.
So confusing.
Dupekyun. There would have been the compositional fault of repetition.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
That's cool.
It is.
Yeah, it's like how karma's planted. Yeah. And you have to do the next sentence later, but he's gonna say, for example, it's like when you listen in class closely, and when you die, you forget everything. But next time, it comes faster.
That's a really.
So probably somebody was talking in his class. Okay, we'll do that sentence later. But it's, I think there was somebody talking in his class or something.
Awesome.
If you listen.
That never happened.
Remember that one thing?
Sashi.
시그리 조심해 도장 니라링시 면대겐 바디 상해 신금인대 우월기 로크남다 신라 주발쇼 이랑구르라나만달라 강유야타야미
개와
리개워근 서남예셰 저적신 서남예셰 내중외 남바근이 더바쇼 쇼그리 슈먹리 도그리.
Guys, remember, please walk quietly. And
Quietly.
don't talk loud.
So wait, we're not supposed to bold the spaces when we bold? Just the words?
You can't bold a space; it won't show up. But don't try to underline it or anything.
That are after a selection. When you do a selection, it automatically includes the space after what you wanted to see.
Yeah, me too.
So you select
That's
it
what
and
one
do
is
backspace and then just the stuff that you want.
Okay, not even this.
I'm not so worried about that. I'm just saying, don't try to underline a space or something like that.
Oh no, that was an accident. That was
Yeah,
a bad-
okay, that's all. I wasn't sure what you were doing, but I knew I didn't want to clean it up.